let's turn my mic on. There you go. Hello. Good evening. Hopefully everything's working as it should be. Spotify looks a little bit loud though, so let's turn the background music down a bit. I'm not shouting over it. There we go. That should all be good. William, good evening, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all doing all right. So I'll check out. Look, I've got 2 proton packs now. Right, so let's get down to business, shall we? Let's go to my. Where is it? There it is. I'm going to carry on with the old Big Trouble in Little China, as we were last week. John, good evening, mate. Hanging pride of place in my front room. I'm so impressed by how talented. Everyone, that's my Uncle John. Glad you could make it along, mate. Glad you liked the picture too. We had fun doing that, didn't we, guys? Steve, good evening, mate. How's everything with you? All good, I hope. So, I'm going to carry on with my Big Trouble in Little China guitar. Let's turn that light off so you don't get too much glare on the screen like so. So for those who are interested in knowing exactly what I'm using, I have got 6 drops of the Wicked Colours Detailed Driscoll tone with 3 drops of some 4011 reducer and 3 drops of the Illustration transparent base. And that should give me my usual slightly tinted water mix. Grab some air. And I don't know. Oh yeah, you can see it on the camera. So I have taken the hand that I had printed out, and I've scribbled pencil on the back, which you can't really see because of the glare. I've scribbled pencil on the back. I've put it down there, and I've just traced it on, so you can just about see it on camera. I've got the outline of where that hand needs to be, and then I'm just going to freehand the sucker. So how's your week been, guys? Anything exciting going on? All rightly boring and the same old stuff? Mine's not been too eventful. But I like it that way. We don't like it when there's exciting things going on. Right, so at the minute we can just see the background through there, so I've got to get some flesh tone in there for that, and it's not very transparent at all like that arm was. That arm kind of faded in. But this one is just solid, so we'll just spray that. Hopefully the wind noise through that hole isn't too much. Trying to eliminate that so it's not too noisy for you. John Bailey, full of. Oh, you're not, are you? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. There's a lot of bugs going around at the moment, sadly. Everybody I know seems to be poorly at the minute. Just trying to eliminate some of that wind noise. Plug up the hole with there you go, plug the hole up with a bit of blue tack. Our first sun in a month today. Oh blimey. Yeah, today was grotty weather-wise here. I got to work this morning and Joe, who owns the place, was standing on the pool table with a bucket because the roof was leaking. It's rather soggy in the UK at the moment. Where'd I put that paper? Where's my reference? Watch this all go blowing off as soon as I turn on my airbrush. Oh no, I was going to say put, that's cool. You ever trace something down and look at it and think, hold on, you got to make head or tail of it. I get it, that's the fun. I was looking at a little line there thinking, what the hell is that bit? Oh, John, while you're on here, Brandon mentioned something about an art gallery or something. If you could text me the details when you're not so poorly, I'd really appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Steve, same here. Tons of rain. Sun just came out finally. Yeah, seems to be a trend across Europe at the moment, and many other places. Everywhere is just getting soaked. But it'll soon be summer and we'll have hosepipe bands again. Hopefully this is coming out right on camera. Yeah, good. My Driscoll tone seems to be flowing alright tonight. The very old bottle of paint is full of clogged bits. No problem, will do. Thanks, John. I appreciate that, mate. So I'm not worrying too much about tones right now. I'm just kind of fleshing in the flesh, if that makes sense. Just getting the right shapes in the right places. Oh, before I forget, I've got to pop off half hour early tonight, I'm afraid, guys. I've got to go pick my boy up from work. Because Bex is on holiday. So, normally he gets a ride home with her, but of course she's here, so... Got to go play Dad Taxi. Kenneth, good evening. Hope you're well this evening, mate. Hope all is good in the world of you. Right, so now I've got the shape right, now I'll start to concentrate on getting the tones going. I need to get my reference picture up on the screen as well, don't I? Because my print's out is a few years old and it's a bit yellow. There we go. First bit of tip dry of the day. Okay, that's cool. Have I got any more flesh to worry about anywhere? Nah. That's all the flesh I've got to worry about. Okay, cool. So, we shall ditch that and get like a brownie flesh tone. That was a ton of paint I just wasted there. Never mind. With all those dried up bits. I don't want to blast them through the airbrush because they'll cause a clog. And we don't like clogs. Unless they're the wooden footwear variety, they're alright. Just blast for a bit of water quick. Get all that flesh tone out of there. Just like so. Right. So now we need like a fleshy browny kind of colour. What colour have I got for that? Nope, too light. You want like a cappuccino kind of colour. Okay. Probably do it. So let's see how this goes. There's the Bloodline a Deep Espresso. Might be too brown, but we'll give it a go. You don't know until you try, eh? Who's it? Ah, brilliant. Thanks, John. Just got your text. Thank you, mate. Alright, so I want this quite watery again because I want to have maximum control. So I've gone for 6 drops of the deep espresso, or espresso, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to 50-50 up on the reducer. So 6 paint, 3 reducer, 3 transparent base. Give it a little shake. Really handy that the Infinity's paint cup is exactly the same size as my thumb. Then I can just put my thumb over it and give it a shake. Works beautifully. I see some people kind of do like a blowback thing where they put their finger over the end of the airbrush and like blow the air back into the cup. And I've never been able to make that work for me. It's never mixed the paint very well. Right, so now we've got the darker tones just in the palm of his hand there. Let's see how brown this comes out. No, that's not too bad actually. That's alright. I think we'll get away with that. Is that what you use on your hair? Yeah. I always have that windswept look, mate. Yeah, it is a little bit too brown, so gently does it with it. Don't want to go too heavy with it. Right, so that shadow comes up there and meets his ring finger, which is that finger there. Just like so. And then we have a darker bit that comes in down the bottom. And then it comes around the little finger like that. Around those fingers to add some definition. Around the thumb. Sounds like Bex has just fallen over in the bathroom. And I've got a bit of tip dry stopping my paint from coming out. That's better. the light shadow coming from his sleeve there. He's got a bit of a fingernail on this first finger here. That's going to be fun to do. Sorry, love. Yeah, that'll be fine. My mic shouldn't pick you up. No watching porn though, okay? Sorry, Beck's just asking if she can have the TV on. I thought this was comedian Gabriel. Yeah, someone I saw it. That's the guy from Big Trouble in Little China. What made you want to paint Big Trouble in Little China? This guitar is from a friend of mine called Rob Chapman, who owns a guitar company, and this was one of the first guitars off of his production line, because I helped him out with some graphics and stuff back when he launched his company and that. I've always loved Big Trouble in Little China. It's one of my all-time fave films, and it's also his as well, so I figured as the guitar is from his company and we both like the film so much, I'd have a go at it. And then I put it off for 10 years. It's been kicking around the house for 10 years waiting for me to paint it, so I figured it's about time I got it done, really. By the way, Sri, I sent you a link on Facebook about the smoky black you can't get in the UK. Yes, I saw that link. Sorry I never replied, did I? Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. Yeah, can't have a watching porn. My mic might pick it up, and then I'll be in all sorts of trouble with YouTube. That hand looks so fat. It's like he hasn't got a wrist, but I followed the reference. It's like his hand starts halfway up his forearm, but never mind. We'll keep going. Perspective is a funny old thing. Cool. Although now I feel that this finger needs a bit of that brown in it as well to tie them together. Don't you hate it how that happens? But a project hold and before you know 10 years have passed. Yeah, exactly. It was sat up there on the curtain rail looking at me for years and years, and I'll be honest, I was a bit afraid of taking this one on because it's a very detailed paint job. I think the last time I tackled one like this was when I did that Appetite for Destruction Telecaster all those years ago. And that took, God, what did that take? That took like 500 hours or something to paint in total. That took ages, that one. So yeah, a little bit of fear and a little bit of laziness when it comes to starting this one. That's another bonus of over reducing your paint, is when you get a blowout like that, you can wipe it off with your finger if you're quick enough. Here we are, I'm happy with that now. That ties in with that nicely. That's cool. Although now I feel like the face needs a bit of it as well. I'm really happy with the face, I don't want to ruin it. I'm sure the audio will be okay as long as there's no visual. By the way, are they really watching porn? No, she's not. I just told a joke. She's actually watching a show called Supernatural, because we both like that. And we're working our way through all the seasons again. His hands are so steady. Can you imagine me trying to do that? It would be a right mess. Yeah, my hands aren't always that steady. What colour is his shoulder? Oh yeah, okay. So just fleshing in that gun, his clothing that's seeable through the gap. He's got a little bit of a red sleeve that we've got to do in there, and a little bit of black bit. You can see on there. Are you going to watch The Last of Us in 3 days' time? Do you know what? I haven't caught any of that. I really should. I've been hearing the hype on it and all that lot. But there's loads of stuff that I keep meaning to check out, like There's loads of animated Star Wars stuff that I want to check out, but I just don't get a chance. Don't get to watch a lot of telly, sadly. That's the one that's from a game, isn't it? The Last of Us. Because the games are really good. Yeah, I might have to check that out. Make time for it. Yeah, his face needs some of this brown. I'm gonna risk it. Let's see if I can make him look like someone who isn't a comedian. Start with the shadow area, just to be on the safe side. Get some of that in the neckline there. That's cool. So I didn't go mad with it. I just put in a suggestion of it just to tie it in with the colours on his hands. Otherwise you end up with something that looks a bit odd. For a good example, I zoom out and show you a 3D print I'm currently painting. If the light wasn't so harsh. You can see her belly is a different flesh tone to her head, because I couldn't remember the colours I used for her head, and I tried to remember them and painted her body, and it's not right, so sometimes you can tie it in by, like I did there, doing a light bit of the brown to bring it into the other bits, but not all the time. So what do I need now? I need black, I think. Can you repaint it? Yeah, I can redo it. It's just a pain in the bum having to do it, that's all. I think what I'll do is, because I know where I messed up, is I'll just repaint the body. Because the body is a bit too... She looks a bit anemic. This is like very pinky. She looks a bit anemic, whereas her face is more, although with the glare from the light I'm using you can't really see it, but her face is more brown and her belly is very pinky, so I'll just redo her body, I think. Ian, good evening mate. I'm all good. Hope everything is okay your end. Hope you've had an okay week. Right, so that's that washed out. So we want a really watery black, don't we? Let's go with old Createx, illustration black, and really water it down. Take the big gob of paint off the. Want that in the airbrush? Right, so I've got 3 drops of the paint. I'm gonna go 3 drops of reducer and 3 drops of transparent base. So it's quite heavily reduced, this one. But I don't want it to come out jet black. I want it to come out like dirty water, really. And then if I want black, then I can just build the layers up. Yeah, that looks good. Right. So I'll start with the darkest bit, which is that little bit in there, which has got to be black. I was going to say fancy selling one of them scale proton packs. Do you know what? It's gone insane. That. Hold on. Let's go to this one. So that's the one I 3D printed, made myself. And that's the one that Hasbro have just released. That one cost 350 quid. It was a crowd funding thing. A year ago, we all paid our money and waited a year for it. But if you go on eBay and look for Hasbro Proton Pack, it's ridiculous. They're like $1,000 plus. Because everybody suddenly wants one. And it's like, it's nuts. I mean, my 3D printed one there, which, not knocking the Hasbro one at all, it's brilliant, it's a superb piece of kit, but I think my 3D printed one's better. And that cost me about 500-600 quid to make. And that's with, you know, like all the brass bits are real brass. You know, it's got a lot of real metal parts on it. Whereas the Hasbro one is just all plastic because it's made by a toy company. That 350 sounded okay. I'll not pay over the odds, mind. Yeah, you'd be better off waiting like 6 months and try and get one then. But I love the fact that my 3D printed one is set up for the 1984 setup, with the slow cyclotron going around and all the 84 sounds and that lot. And the Hasbro one I've got set to Afterlife, the new film. I like the fact that I've got them both. I might sell my Hasbro one, but not for a good few months yet. Maybe when we're starving and the kids want new shoes or something. Although they're grown up now, so they can buy their own. Come on, paint, where are you? There it is. That's right, this black doesn't spray well at all, does it? Because it's old and cloggy. Yeah, that's really not spraying well at all. Let's reduce it some more, shall we? It's very exact science, this. I've just thrown in a ton of reducer and about 3 drops of transparent base. And we'll see how it goes. But keep me in mind, Svi. If I do sell it, mate, you'll be the first to know. And I won't ask you for over £1,000 for it. £999.99p. That big gob of tip dry on there. We don't want that. Right. So, where have we got a bit that's fairly black, just in case? We've got a bit on top of the gun there. No, this one ain't wanting to spray very well at all. And considering it's like now 1 drop of paint to 30 drops of water, you would have thought it would spray, but no. I'm looking forward to going to Star Wars Celebration at Easter. Yeah, that'll be nice, mate. I never did show you my collection of lightsabers when you came round, did I? So, my Uncle John is a massive Star Wars fan, by the way. So, I don't know if you've seen them online, but there's people who make lightsabers with what's called a Profi board, which is the circuit board inside. And I've got a collection of hilts, like metal hilts, all ready to go for when I finally learn how to use those Profi boards. I've got one of those ones. I think that's Vader's, I think. But yeah, one day I'll figure out how to use those Profi boards and make a really cool lightsaber without making a pipe bomb. Because if you get it wrong, you've basically made a pipe bomb. What should we do now? So the guns have kind of a bluish tint to them. So let's do that. What kind of blue is the question? It's kind of a minty blue. How it looks on the original. Yeah, quite close. Let's try this one. The Bloodline Cool Tone for the bluey colour on the guns. But how cool will the plasma pipe bomb be? Yeah. It's like Things can go very wrong when you prop build. Like the tip of my proton packs thrower. It's an acrylic tube with a big LED in it, basically. And you can either have it rigged up so that you pull a green lever and it pops out, or the way I've rigged mine up is you twist the barrel and it pops out, like they do at the very end of the film when they're fighting Gozer. And they all twist the barrel and the acrylic tube pops out. So I, in my infinite wisdom, bought a really nice spring that I thought would do a good job, and it was a bit too overpowered. And it's a good job that the tube on the barrel of that gun is a metal tube, because I reckon I would have done myself an injury there, because I twisted the barrel the first time and there was a god awful bang and I actually vaporized the acrylic tube. There was it's got to be about a 15 centimeter acrylic tube, and it's about 3mm thick, and I had, I would say, about 6 centimeters left, and the rest literally had turned into a fog. So I'm glad I put it in a metal tube, because that would have probably done my hand some damage. After that, I brought a much weaker spring. In fact, what I actually did for popping that out is, a toilet roll holder. I just used the springy part of that. I just glued one end of it to the acrylic tube and the other end into the gun, and then with the twisting mechanism I had in there, it worked a treat. So my proton pack is powered by a bog roll holder. It's a real proton pack then, yeah. So I've gone for 6 drops of that paint with 3 drops of transparent base. I'm going to go for 6 drops of reducer. I want it to be quite watery, just to give me some nice control. Kenneth, it's a long time since you made a Q&A and never made a nerdy Q&A with all your stuff. Yeah, I never really have I? I did make one ages ago. For Wayne's channel. Some of you don't know him. It's called World of Wayne, and it's like a model building community, and he likes to do these welcome to the cave videos where we all give a little tour of our little man caves. I did one a good long while ago for that, but I haven't done one in quite a while. Just noticed my R2-D2's hat's fallen off. I leave a baseball cap on my little R2-D2 so he doesn't get dusty. AKA Wayne's World, yeah. Yeah, I should do a Q&A video. I might do that. I might put a post up on Instagram or something. Or a little video saying if you've got any questions or whatever, stick them up and I will answer them. That might be an idea. Right, let's see what this greeny blue looks like. That's cool, yeah. I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to paint over the whole gun area for now. And then I'll go in with some white highlights and some dark blue bits. but for now I'm just going to turn it all this bluey green instead of the yellow of the background. Cool, not perfect, but it doesn't have to be. Man caves are awesome. Wish I had mine. Yeah, I really would like another shedio down the bottom of the garden, but it'd have to be a decent size, and I reckon I'd probably swallow about $5 for the one I want. So it's gonna have to wait a while. I saw your R2-D2 body around your mum's place. Yeah, they're very kindly storing my full-size R2-D2 for me. I had massive problems printing the legs on my 3D printer. It kept warping while it was printing. So like one section of the legs would take, I don't know, about 18 hours to print, and while it was printing, the bottom would start curling in your rather than a nice flat bit of his shoulder, for example. It was shaped like a banana, which is not great. So I lost heart a bit, and it's been stashed over mum and dad's for about a year. But I should get back into it, because I've kind of gone past the point of not bothering to do the rest. I've gone too far with it now, so I need to finish it. Even if I don't put any electronics in it and it's just a static model, I need to finish it. And then I can stash it around your house, can't I, John? Who is this character again? I only vaguely remember Big Trouble in Little China. So this is just a generic Chinese guy. He's just in the background. He's no specific character in the film. He's just one of the baddies. But for some reason, he plays quite a prominent part in the poster. So what do we need now? We need a darker blue, but not too dark. Let's go with the strongest pigment known to man. Create its colours, cobalt blue. Of course you can. Cool. I remember there was loads. I was doing loads of research about the painting his head chrome, because any slight imperfection really shows up in chrome paint. I remember I was going through all these like different processes to make his dome, if you'll pardon the expression, as smooth as humanly possible, and making sure you couldn't see all the joins of all the different printed parts. I even tracked down the exact paint for the blue, believe it or not. I got chatting on Facebook to the guy who lent them an R2-D2 for God, what was it? It was one of the Disney Plus shows. I can't remember which one now, but it was actually a Halford's paint. It's actually Halford's Poseidon Blue. That is the official R2-D2 blue, believe it or not. There's something you didn't know. I've got my air hose trapped in my cupboard now, there we go. I remember getting all ahead of myself as well, and looking at mechanisms for all the little flaps on his head. I wanted to have it so that like the periscope came up, and like a lightsaber popped out of one. Well, I say popped out. I wouldn't want it to fire out because a full-size lightsaber is expensive. But just a little mechanism to bring a lightsaber out of the top and all that sort of thing. And yeah, it was getting quite complicated. Did you download blueprints for it, or did you program it for the printer? I joined a Facebook group, which was full of guys who were printing it, and the guy who ran the group very kindly puts up his files for 3D printing up for free. So you join this group. Doesn't cost you anything. You just join his Facebook group and get chatting on there, and you can download all the print files off of there, and then you've just got the job of printing them all out and sticking them all together. It's a really cool community. What are they called? I think I got their badge on the hat. Yeah, there we go. Forgive how dusty this hat is. Mr. Badley's Printed Droids. That's the page. If you join them, it's a bunch of Star Wars nerds trying to 3D print their own R2-D2. Right, how strong is this blue pigment? Fairly strong, but not too bad. Right, Marshall, we need a wee. The guns look really blue at the moment, but once I get in there with a white to do all these white highlights, I'm gonna knock it right down. They run so hot, don't they? Yeah, they do. They run obscenely hot. So the body and the head that I've got printed that are over my mum and dad's house, they're printed with a type of plastic called PLA plus. And I've read on that group on Facebook that PLA plus can warp in heat if it gets too hot. So ideally I want to do the legs in ABS, which is what car bumpers are made out of. But to do that, my print bed, the platform that it prints on, has got to be at something like 210 degrees centigrade, and the actual nozzle that dribbles the plastic out has got to be at something ridiculous like 250, so it'll be like boiling a kettle constantly. Which is another reason why I've put it off. But I should really get him done. He's another one of those, he's like this guitar, he's another one of those projects that's just sat on the wayside, and I haven't got round to it. I'm going to squirt paint on you. Beck's trying to quietly tell the dogs to get the fuck back in here.
Marshall! Good lad.
Hey Marshall. Good boy, well done. Right, we need a bit of red, don't we, for his sleeve? There's one bit I've left off. What red shall we use for that?
We got one!
I got one. What did I get? A new follower. I missed your name. Apologies, but new follower. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. I think my legs are made of ABS. They often feel like car bumper. You might want it in a cabinet or so to change the air draft. Yeah, I did start making a cabinet for it, but I didn't finish it. I've got a monster of a 3D printer that my dad very kindly gave me. And yeah, I need to order some more perspex to put it in a box. It's a bit on the large side. Ritu Zitu, have I pronounced that right? Apologies if I haven't. Thanks for joining, mate. I appreciate the follow very muchly. Red Effects Custom Paint, good evening, buddy. Always had you had a great Christmas and New Year. I did, thank you, mate. I hope you had a good one too. My Twitter handle is DSRDWIP. Okie dokie, I will look you up when I'm done, mate. I'll give you a follow. What are we doing? Should I do the red now or should I do the white now? No, because there's a bit of white on the red, so let's do the red first. So for that, good old Createx illustration blood red. I can't visit your website. Yeah, I've had all kinds of problems with my website. Mark, evening mate. Thanks buddy, hope all's well with you too. Yeah, my website. I was with a company called Easily for my web hosting and my email. I've been with them for about 15 years. And like many companies, since COVID hit, their customer care has gone straight down the toilet. And I found that my website wasn't working, much to my despair. Went through all the motions, logged onto my account, checked the DNS settings, yada yada yada, and it turned out that they had restored a backup of everybody's account from like over a year ago, and thus it was no longer pointing to, when you typed in sviart.com, it was going to a site that no longer existed. So to cut a very long story short, it took me about a year just to get a code from them. You know, like, I don't know about in America, but over here in the UK, if you want to switch mobile phone company, but you want to keep your number, you need a code to do it. And turns out you need the same if you want to carry your domain to another company, which is what I wanted to do. So it took me the best part of a year toing and froing to finally get this code out of them. And as of last week, I'm now with another company. I finally got the code, I finally got my DNS changed. So hopefully in the next week my website should be up and running again. Hopefully. What do you think about website development? I don't know. It's one of those things where I think social media is king. Although I hate to admit it, because Facebook is a pain in the arse at the best of times. I think the days of having to have a website are over. You can get away with not having a website. But Facebook pisses me off so much. I want to try and limit my use of it so I still have my website. Have you painted Kim Cattrall's face? She was a real hottie when this film came out. No, I have. That's a good point, actually. I have changed this slightly from the original poster. So, if I zoom out and get the light out of the way. So, little Chinese dude and all his friends down here, they're part of the poster as normal. And then you've got Kim and what's his face? His name escapes me at the second. They're right there. And the original movie poster only had one of the girls on it. It didn't have the two. Light's still in the way. So I've changed it a bit. I've photoshopped it up so it's now got two of the girls on there. Although the face is a bit too little for me to make it Kim. I don't know. But yeah, she's on there. It'll have the big one of her there, and then I might do a little one of her there. But tiny portraits the size of your little fingernail are not easy. Kurt Russell. Kept having Kurt Douglas in my head, but that's not him. If you want, we can discuss the website development. You can arrange a Zoom meeting. That's alright, mate. I thank you for the offer, but I know I used to program in Dreamweaver and all that lot many moons ago. I know how to make a website, but thank you for the offer. The dude is Snake Plissken. That's it. Yeah. I never knew his surname. Plissken. Kurt Russell. Yeah, thank you. I don't know why, I just had Kurt Douglas in my head. That's someone entirely different. Come on, paint, where are you? There it is. that goes around there just like that. How are we doing for time? What was it? 8:15. So I've got 15 minutes left before I got to go play taxi. Okay, that's the red washed out, so let's get some white going. See how well we can get this to spray, because white is always a bugger. So I've just got some 38X illustration white. I'm going to have this pretty watery, because like I say, white is normally, if any colour is going to give you any trouble spraying, it'll be white. So I've done 2 drops of white, 6 drops of reducer, and then just to keep it all clinging together, we'll add 3 drops of transparent base. And then if I spray that up here on a bit of mask, yeah, that's performing quite nice. Right, so let's get all these white bits in here. There you go, tip dry already, good old white. That's a bit of paper making that noise, not me. Here we go, they don't look quite so green now. If you don't have a website, how do people put in orders from you? Your dad was telling me you did guitars for Brian May, and I know you did one for Robert England. Normally they just shoot me a message, mate. Yeah, the one for Robert England was actually for me. I've still got it upstairs. I got Robert England to sign it though. I went to see him at a Comic Con or a Horror Con. It was a Horror Con, I think, up in Milton Keynes or something. But I painted it and then took it with me, and he very kindly signed it. I've still got it upstairs. But yeah, people just shoot me a message on social media or my email if they want to commission something. Here we go. So I've got to make that handle bit there more browny. It's too blue, but the barrels of the gun are done. Has he got any white on his face? I don't think he has. No. Nope, he hasn't. That's quite cool. I think we can call him done. There. Yeah, that looks good. Has he got any white on that arm? No, he hasn't. That's all right. Although he has got a rim light down the side of his face. Thought so. Just looking at it thinking, why has he got a harsh white highlight all around there but not down that side of his face? But he has. Oh, I thought you did it for him. I remember seeing it. It was good. Yeah, no, it wasn't actually for him. It was actually one of my guitars, and I got him to sign it at a Comic Con. And Bex has got a Freddy glove that she got signed by him. Really, really nice guy, actually. Like, proper nice guy. There, that's better. Cool, right, so question is, next Saturday, do we start with all of these tiny little dudes here? Or do we forget that and move on to something interesting like Kurt? That is the question. Yeah, I suppose we'll start Kurt next week. He goes over onto the pickups, doesn't he? So I'll have to dig them out because they go into these big holes here. They're already primed and stuff, ready to go, but they've been in a bag for like 10 years, so I'll have to try and find them out. Wash that out there. So make sure this is nice and clean, and then we'll give that a coat of transparent base just to make sure it stays put. Get rid of all the white in there, because if I'm going to spray all over it, I don't want any paint left in here at all. And then transparent base, there it is. So just to lock it all down, I'll just do a couple of coats of transparent base over the whole thing. Just like so, and then got a trusty heat gun. Cool. Right, he's nice and protected now under a couple of layers of PVA glue, basically. Again, you deserve a nice cup of tea. I do, but unfortunately I can't have one for about half an hour because I've got to now jump in the car and go to Tesco's and pick my boy up from work. So, that being said, I shall say goodbye for this week. Thanks for watching. I know we didn't get a lot done. The tiny details always take ages to do. When you're doing bigger, less detailed bits like Kurt and what's her face there? Kim, not Kate. What am I thinking of? When you're doing them, it's not such tight, tiny little details, so progress is a lot quicker. I might try and do all these guys off stream because that would just be boring. That will. But yeah, we'll crack on with him next week. I need to peel all this masking off of here because it's been on here for like 10 years. But anyway, I digress. Say hi to everyone from me. Good watching. Cheers, John. Much appreciated, mate. Nice to have you along. But you guys take care. I will be back here 7 PM next Saturday, as usual. And yeah, take it easy. I'll see you later.